like, what is the best thing I think that you like about your boobs?
I like, I'm trying to figure out how to say things I like about mine without putting somebody else down. So I have to be very, very diplomatic about the things that I say.
Okay.
I do like how they hang, and I, you know, I'll tell you one thing I am self-conscious about though, is how light my nipples are and how light my areola are.
Oh, okay.
I'm kind of self-conscious about that.
You would want them to be a little darker, to have a little bit more contrast. See them
better. Yeah. Cause they're really super light.
Yeah. I can get that. Yeah. Cause sometimes it looks like if the areola are too light, it almost looks like you can't see them.
Right.
And it's just a nipple.
Yep.
So is there a way, I'm curious, I wonder if there's a darkening well, I mean, I've seen.
Now, when I was pregnant, they were a little bit darker.
Yeah, they do get darker.
Like a normal thing that happens.
Yeah, I think the nipples get enlarged and everything because it's got to do with something. I don't know if it has anything to do with the milk or that creates that darker.
Some kind of hormonal thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But, and so, but like, I don't know. Do you enjoy, like playing, because you said you like holding them. I mean, do you enjoy playing with them?
I like being groped and things like that.
Okay. Well, consensually.
Yeah. Obviously. Yeah. Of course. Of course.
Don't take that as like come up to me.
But my nipples are very, very sensitive. And I do have to get guys to back off of them sometimes because they're too rough.
Okay. Like with like pinching or biting
or even sucking too hard.
Oh, okay.
I'm more into having them like gently licked.
Oh.
And I came so close once to orgasming just from that.
Ooh.
And I didn't even know I was capable of it. And that's something I think I need to explore.
Definitely. Imagine if that's all you needed.
It was a situation where I knew, the guy, I'm not going to get into the specifics of it, but the guy I knew he wasn't going to have sex with me and I didn't have to do anything to him. He was clothed. Mm-hmm. And it was basically just like a body worshiping thing. Mm-hmm. And so I didn't have any pressure. I knew I wasn't going to have to do anything to him. And so I could just lay back and just enjoy it.
Yeah.
And it was amazing. And I was like, wow, I said, I was really getting close and I was like, I didn't realize I was capable of this.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I think I need to explore that a little bit more.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, it's amazing how the body has so many different, erogenous zones.
Right.
And I think that, you don't really get to explore them very much, but obviously, I mean, boobs gotta be though.
And the weird thing is, even though I can suck my own and lick on my own,
it
wouldn't work the same. It's mentally not.
Yeah, true.
Because I can't focus on like giving and receiving at the same time that well. Mm-hmm. Like it's just not the same vibe.
Yeah.
For that, but yeah.
So are they currently at like do you have a favorite size they've been?
I mean, the bigger the better. Honestly, if I could I have thought about getting the fat transfer to them.
Okay.
But I've had a couple surgeons poo-poo the idea.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, why? Just
they had some negative things about it. Mm-hmm. That it could potentially be more difficult trying to detect breast cancer. Like you can get more false positive stuff going on.
Oh, okay.
And I've just had different surgeons that act like they don't like doing it.
Mm-hmm.
So, but that is something that I thought about. Like if I could have bigger boobs, I would take even bigger boobs than what I have now.
You would.
Mm-hmm. Not radically. I don't necessarily need radically bigger, but just a little bit fuller and a little bit, adding just a little bit to them.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind that at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I think that there's a lot of people that would much enjoy that.
Thanks. So I'm like, if I were to buy a bra that I want to fit me perfectly, where there's nothing popping out and it's just for function and not for style, like my size would be like 38 HH.
Okay.
I usually wear a smaller cup size more to have them popping out and stuff to look, but that's like if I went to a bra fitting, that's the size they would tell me I was.
Okay.
So yeah.
That's great. And you've never really had like back problems or anything with them?
No. And I think it's because I have a wide frame. Mm-hmm. Like I think I can carry them.
Yeah.
So I haven't really known, like any back problems I've had, I don't believe were ever caused by that.
Yeah.
I did have one doctor suggest I get a reduction though, just from looking at me.
Really?
And again, I think this was actually kind of like a fat phobia thing. I mean, he was actually a nice doctor, but he was just like, have you ever thought about getting breast reduction? And I said, only if I can get a hip reduction too.
Well, I'm curious because like, do you think that having the, you know, the huge boobs gives, you know, overall, like, you know, the figure a better look all around? I have had guys call me pear-shaped. Mm-hmm.
And I really took umbrage with that because I thought I have spent way too much money on bras in my life to be called pear-shaped.
Yeah.
Hey, I understand that right now pear-shaped women are very in vogue, like body trends, you know, come and go. Mm-hmm. And right now there's a lot of women who have more like a normal upper size body and an enlarged lower body that you see on Instagram and stuff like that.
Yeah. Massive hips and thighs and
butt. Exactly. And then maybe just like a very average top. Mm-hmm. And I don't fit into that category, not just because, you know, I have big boobs. And like I said, I've spent a lot of money on bras, but also like, I don't want to steal their thunder. If now's their time to shine, I'm not going to step into that category when it's not my category. I consider myself to be more of an hourglass shape. Maybe I'm wrong. I just got some extra time on the hourglass.
Yeah. Right.
I'm like an hour and a half, you know?
Nice. Well, and I mean, I feel like huge boobs are always liked. I mean, maybe that's me because I've always liked them, but I think you go back to see like old movie posters, for instance, from the 70s. You look at the original Star Wars poster and they have Princess Leia with cleavage and her boobs look pretty big compared to what you don't even see anything until the very, very end.
Yeah.
But
I just had a flashback to looking at my dad's old Playboys in the 70s.
Oh, really?
From the 70s. Yeah.
Well, and it's interesting how different boobs look. Seems like they look back then to now.
And honestly, that's one of the reasons that I was happy when I got bigger boobs.
Yeah.
Because I had admired them. I, you know, stumbled upon the you know, Playboys and stuff when I was a kid. Mm-hmm. And I wanted to look like that.
Yeah.
So, yeah.